Comfort Akiata's son Gerard was just 19 when he was killed. The seminary student had just walked out of a church when soldiers suddenly appeared and opened fire.
It is that the way he died, it is just, I'm just confused. I don't even know what I can say. So that is the only boy that I have.
Several eyewitnesses say they saw Gerard killed at close range, execution style, even though he was clearly recognizable as a member of the church. The Archbishop of Bamenda is calling for action, but fears there will be no response.
The people are afraid of the army. The people are terrorized by the army. And nobody seems safe in the hands of the army because you are guilty in front of them, and you're not even given a chance to tell them whom you are. And it is what they call extrajudicial justice, if this justice at all, execution of people. And there are quite a number of such cases.
Security forces are visible all over Bamenda, but we are not allowed to film them openly. Nearly every resident of this northwestern city has a story about their violent tactics. Many blame the president. The body of a separatist has been on the streets for 3 days. Locals say it's the army's way of warning the population not to embrace independence for Cameroon's English-speaking region. The governor is a close ally of President Paul Biya. He consented to meet us, but only if he received our questions before. Then he rejected all but one of them.
People that are complaining of the security are lying. The security is under control all over the region, and we are facing some little hotspots, but that situation could not prevent us to master the situation all over the region.
But what they complained about were the human rights abuses and assassination.
I've already asked to that question, that we are waiting the complaints. We are going to address the complaints of human rights abuses and keep it with our laws and regulations.
We venture out of the regional capital to get a sense of people's daily lives and how they're faring in these tense times. So we just left Bamenda and we already noticed that the drivers on the road are giving each other a sign. So if a car's coming from the front, he will tell our car if he can continue, if it's safe, or if we should be careful and possibly stop the car. We drive through nearly empty villages whose main streets are eerily quiet. After half an hour, we reach the first separatist roadblock. With these weapons, they're fighting for their own state, Ambazonia.
We're trying to secure the people around, the neighborhood villages around, because there are armies who attack us here and kill innocent people. So that's why you see us here, but we can say we are mounting guard.
What do you do if the military comes?
If they come to attack with the ones we have, as you can see, the local bullet that we have, we use to manage it and do what we can do. When it's stronger, at least we'll see how we can defend ourselves and jump into the bush.
Several separatist groups are active in the region. A few kilometers further, we observe some of them intimidating local residents as well as people passing through. They've threatened us too, demanding protection money. The village of Numba is often caught between fronts, according to a local priest. Roland Are tells us that pressure from the separatists forced the school here to close 2 years ago. So he tries to set up a kind of playground near the church to give children a place to go.
It's difficult because both parties are not saying anything that can give you some consolation or some hope. At times, these people have to even come around to, they're asked to pay money in a group. They can, it's strange, but you could find these boys asking these people to make some contributions to give to them, to support them. And the people, they are scared. They cannot do anything. They just have to give. They just have to give. So now we don't know where it's safer, whether to run to the boys or to run to the soldiers, because the people are just afraid, you know. Fear is a catchword, fear.
Back in Bamenda, once the commercial center of the region, now its economy is in ruins. Fear overshadows everything. As a sign of protest against the government, so-called ghost town days have been taking place for almost 2 years every Monday. Most people remain at home and shops are closed. It's just mobile vendors who are coming out to do some business because they need it to survive. And many of them told us they're still facing threats from separatists. The Archbishop of Bamenda sees no end to the spiraling violence without a total amnesty. As Gerard Akiyaka is laid to rest, the Archbishop appeals for dialogue between the warring parties with the hope of sparing lives.